morning. Welcome to Recharge and Restore. My name is Ian, and beside me is Lauren. Welcome to a follow-along practice for strength and stretch. What's up? There's a little bit of an echo in here. Lauren's going to address that. Welcome to today's practice. We don't need too much to get started. We have our own body weight. We have simple favorite movements. We have a dumbbell off to the side and a kettlebell behind me here. And maybe grab a light implement and start playing with some load. Doesn't have to be heavy. It's something that just gives you that nice feedback or to grip onto.
Sorry.
Camera angles interesting as well. Like usual, we'll start with our breath. Pick a stance that's comfortable for you. I'll choose a nice wide stance. Place your hands on your belly and with a closed mouth, breathe in through the nose. And exhale. Also through the nose. Now place hands on your rib cage and breathe into that space now. Maybe you can feel that chest lift and then exhale. Alternate your hands to belly. Repeat again, breathing into the belly. Exhale through the nose. Hands on rib cage. Breathe in. Filling the rib cage. I feel that lateral movement of the lungs, if you will. And then exhale. Repeat, hand on belly with pauses. Let's clear our breath here. Take a single in, 4, 3, and exhale. Where we're going to add holds. So now we'll hold empty for 4. Brace down on those abdominals. Sniff in for 4. Hold full. Empty for 4. Hold empty for 4. Continue to pull this rib cage down. Take the breath in. Hold full. Exhale. And one last hold. Hold empty. Brace down. Breathe underneath of that shield for 4. Hold for full for 4. Exhale for 4. Wiggle it out in your fun standard way. Continue to the head and neck. Hold the crown of the head tall. And so tall that it will change your voice as you bend your neck, bringing your chin towards your sternum. Now keep that tension down low as you slowly lift the chin away from the sternum, extending the neck. From that extension position now, pull the crown of the head tall. Continue to flex through the neck. And grab down on those scalenes, grip tension on the front, and lift the chin with the face to the ceiling with tension. And then return to center. Looking straight ahead. Incorporating lateral flexion of the neck, lateral bend, ear towards shoulder, making sure the whole body doesn't go. Stay strong in the core. Hold tall. Alternate, lateral bend, hold tall, and last time each way, lateral bend, to center, lateral bend, hold tall. Crown is to tall, crown is to ceiling. Rotation now as I look over my right shoulder. Returning center. Rotate in the alternate direction, checking those blind spots. Think rotating at the neck or moving with the face rather than craning those eyeballs. Now return to center, repeat one more each way. Continue to get tall as you return center and travel through center to the other rotation. Crown of head high. return facing forward. From the top of our head, the tips of our feet, let's get going on some of our favorite funny walks with a quick balance warm-up first. On your heels, can you march like a little penguin, only on those heels? We're keeping our bum facing forward as Lauren's showing here, and whether we travel front or back, or side to side, 5 more seconds, and then down. Now find those toesies, and for the same thing, take 1,000 steps here, just very small steps, together steps, whether we're in a box or on stage.
Which?
A couple more steps, 3 and 2, and slow down. Let that wiggle a little bit too. From here, let's get into our first heel-toe walk. Heel strike out front. Find the lateral or pinky side of the foot first. Roll across the foot. Perhaps the back foot, you can look at Lauren's and see how she rolls over or flexes over toes. And then back to the ball of the foot and push off. Heel strike on the other leg. Toe ball heel as we roll across. Articulate off that back ankle, flexing over as loud. And then return to the ball of the foot, carry through. Heel, lateral, find the big toe mound, push off the back, flex over the toe, back to the big toe, push. Heel, lateral, last one. Find the full foot, lightly flex over those toes out the back to the big toe, push, carry through. And wiggle that one out as well. From here, continuing the shoulder acceleration, take your arms like holding a big beach ball down in front. Slightly out front could be okay too. Soft elbows from here, let's shrug our shoulders up. Forward, pull low, retract the back. Now go low, round forward, shrug up, pull back, one more pull down, and then open those hands to the side. Same idea, shrug, forward, down, together, down, forward, up, together. Hold down one more time, and then take those arms towards your safe overhead. Slightly out front is acceptable, overhead as well. From here, elevate or shrug, round forward, pull down, retract, that's a toughie, and then it's tough to go down from there often, then forward, and then up, and finish with one more down, and pull those arms back down to center. And that's time for our next walk. From here, slide a leg forward, keeping the quads parallel. Like a little moving clock out front. Now, move to a position where you have straight legs on both. Excellent. From here, push off that back toe. Flex over. Bring a straight leg all the way through. And from here, bend Lauren's leg you can't see, or the leg on the outside, her right leg. Bend that at the knee. Now from here, let's press weight onto that foot. So we're going to push through the back at that point. Nice, Lauren's making room. I'm so sorry for that. So great pause, great position for Lauren. She'll push off that back foot till both are straight. The heel will come up in the back. Can we flex over that toe? Carry through, pointing it. Then to get further, we can bend the other knee. Transfer weight onto that front leg by pushing or extending out the back. And then for one last repetition, Lauren, continue. So one last repetition here, we got a leg at the back, we'll flex or carry through, point out front. You could perhaps go further out front by bending that knee, And now load or stand onto that leg to the front. That was fun. I'm gonna do one more. Not everyone, one more. Flex over the toes as we carry the leg through to Lauren's point. Then bend the standing leg, transfer weight onto that front foot. And again, just a little bit of that wiggle in between. Come back to shoulders in just a second, but first again, let's talk to that rib cage. May have been doing this movement with no shirt on at home, and it was so fun to see those abs work full time. Abs working full time. We have our favorite Ferris wheel shapes. We have our roller coaster shapes. We'll start with our roller coaster and just work through the abs, work through that rib cage, continuing to engage the core. If we're allowed, flex into a hinge position. Using a chair would be also appropriate. From here, for a couple repetitions, just tuck under that low back.
No, the other, your butt's in the gray.
That kind of forward. So we're in an extension position here with a nice neutral neck. And from here, we'll tuck under one of those low abdominals, flexing the lumbar spine. Rounding the low back. Lightly extend into a cow pose or extension of the spine. And from here, with the tailbone tilted to the ceiling, we're going to gently flex around that low back as to hide our tail, and lightly pull it between these legs. Perfect. Return to extension for the last time. And now find the middle of those two ranges, which is just a little bit up. Now pull the shoulders or the rib cage onto those hips. Brace those abdominals and try to lift your sternum or your rib cage forward. Relax that tension. Repeat again. Flex or pull the rib cage down onto the hips. Engage the abdominal core. And then lift forward or up against the tension we're providing on the abs. Return to a neutral position. Extend your hips by squeezing your butts. Come up tall and shake it out. We're going to watch Lauren do that one more time. If you know what's going on, do it as we cue. If you're not quite sure what we're looking for, look to Lauren for a little bit of extra. On all fours or that chair. I think we had a really good understanding of what was going on right here. Show us, Lauren. Tuck it around, and then the extension pose. So now Lauren will find the middle of those two places with a nice straight line here. Then when we talk to that rib cage up top, we want to flex the ribs from about that broad line position, engaging the core. And now staying tight on those abdominals. Lauren's going to try to push her heart to look at the wall in front of her without leading with the chin. Perhaps that's a really nice stretch load in the T-spine. We'll relax the tension. And then let's join for one or two more repetitions as we're in that hinge. Neutral spine through the back, flex the rib cage down onto the hips. Keep the tension down as you press the heart forward. Hopefully we can feel nice abdominal engagement. And then relax. And one more time, remember to pack those shoulders. Push the feet in the floor and flex for the last time here. And keep the abdominals on as we lift the T-spine or rib cage to forward. And relax. And extend. One of our final walks today will be our horse stance walk. And we'll come back to that by the end of the session in that side-to-side weight transfer. Shaking it out, making sure we're all right. If we could start in our first position here. I'll be taking my left leg, and the heel of my left leg will be in about the same line as my toe on the right. So if I take a step out, my heel is out on that line. From here, we press the knee towards over the toe. Then let's pull in the straight leg to get to our diamond shape. And then slide that same straight leg forward. From here, we'll transfer that weight onto a bent knee. We'll hold leg in, looking for the plie of the diamond shape. And then reach out, transfer or slide across. Are our hips facing forward? Is this leg super straight? We'll bend it now. Hold in plie, point forward, transfer in our horse stance. Funny names for all exercises: horse stance or horizon walk. Hopefully, the height of our transitions is consistent. We'll finish one more time. To press to the side. Again, to the tall. And again, a little bit of a relaxed shake. Final movement for now for the rib cage is trying to get that old Ferris wheel going. We went from the roller coaster, and now clocks on the wall or Ferris wheel is London Eye style. I like my wide base for this. And again, if you're at home, no one's watching, take your shirt off, look at those abs. I promise you have them. They're there. Turn them on. So from here, brace. With the brace, shift. Now pull low. Hold the rib cage onto those hips as we keep the abdominals engaged as we lean sideways. I'm reaching down as I'm lifting up, feeling abs as we continue to draw those circles. I'll be going one more in this direction. My abs are pulling down as I'm lifting up, and they're reaching right as I'm drifting left. Think working both sides of the body, engaging the core. At the top, I'm going to switch directions. So I'm going to engage, embrace, and pull down. Grip as I slide across. And lift up on this left side.
Are you going the other way yet?
I've switched, yeah. So now same thing, we're pulling down on those abs. Engage, bear down, towards up. This is my last circle here. Pull low, across, up, center, and then slide it all out. We're gonna get to the floor. What do we say was next here? Oh, not quite yet on the floor. Little extension of those balance drills in the ankles, knees, over toes. So from our favorite classic exercise professional, Jane, the old Jane. Here today. For today's Janes, we'll start on 2 feet and finish with 1. 2 feet, lift those knees over toes. Tested that. Lauren has beautiful ankles for more than just the reason she can get her knees over those toes, but gently encourage knees over toes and straight. Then what if you went knees over toes? You just went to that little demi bend and hold for a couple seconds. Press down, press the heels down, stand up. Now what if we try that on a single leg?
Whoa.
Keeping the foot flat, we press the knee forward. Could you get lower if you just spotted yourself on the floor, took a little weight off, and try to get a little lower on that standing leg, and stand up. Switch. Single foot, ankle position, take away that daylight of the single foot. Think knee over toe, get to your safe low, and maybe kickstand or tap down, and you might be able to get just a little lower. And then just stand up. I'd like to do that one last time today, on a single leg if you can, and please feel free to regress or challenge yourself with the 2-footed exercise variation. Hold to that low position, flexing the knee towards over the toe. Hold it for a second or two. Offload by offering that kickstand option. Gently challenge yourself to get lower. Hold. Straighten. Cramp up those glutes. Switch. Wiggles are allowed. Again, avoid that sickling ankle. Daylight away. Knee over toe, where Lauren did beautifully there. From here, kickstand. Get a little bit lower. And then cramp up the glute, drive the heel down, and stand up tall to reset. Apologize, my notes are hiding here.
Sorry.
James the hip bar. So here we have a chair off to the side. I'm going to set up my hip bar station. Lauren will be on the wall or on a bar. Those hip bars again to get that nice articulation in those ball socket joints of the hips. Ta-da! Whew. Hope they saw that because I did. Excellent. From here, super challenging drill. Bending the knee without displacing the knee. Side profiles are probably most helpful for a second. While standing tall, holding onto your apparatus as you need. Onto the gray zone again. There we go. From this position, standing tall, can you bend or elevate a leg on the outside without displacing your knee, or meaning having the hip flex or knee forward? As we're here, how is your hamstring? Can you tuck under those hips? And that might pull the knee forward, so then from that position, can be 5 more seconds of work. You try to extend the hip, use your buttocks, get those knees parallel so you can feel the inner thighs touch. And then as allowed, take time to straighten the knee down. Hopefully there's room, and make even more by growing tall and standing on both feet. I heard an oops.
I went.
Oh, I love that one too. That's advanced. I love that. Let's get that maybe later. Let's try the other side. Same deal. Hold on to your balance aid as you need. Flex the outside leg. So if the wall's on my right, that'll be my left. Easy on the hamstring. Now, tuck under those hips just a little bit to get even taller, extending your standing leg through. Now, extend the hip with the buttock. If your hamstring's cramping, I recommend for now extending the knee just a little bit and hold on to that tension for a couple more seconds. The range won't be visually that big, but the intensity can be there. And from there, we'll straighten out the knee, grow tall, stand on both feet, squeeze both butt cheeks, and relax. I just want to do that one more time right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I hope that's politely intense. Politely intense. So from the side profile again, we're tall and hips extended on the standing leg. From there, we'll flex or bend the outside knee. Ankle towards bum. From here, tuck under, make sure we're tall. Then, for 10, 9, we're extending the hip by having a dorsiflexed ankle, reaching to the back. And for 4 more seconds, we'll hold onto that tension. And then, slowly straighten the leg to be parallel with the other standing leg. Get on 2 feet, squeeze both butt cheeks, hold for a second, and then alternate your side. Okay, great. From here, elevate that outside knee, keeping it fixed, knees touching together. Dorsiflex ankle, extend those hips, slightly tucking under probably, and then extending the hip, brush by that standing leg, and hold for 4, 3, 2, keep the knee where it is, with control, extend the leg, stand on 2 feet, hips through. We'll do something that's a little bit more loosey-goosey here, and then we'll get back to a little bit more tension. Grab onto that balance aid. One of my favorite warm-up drills for our hips was the loosey-goose. No real rules other than be safe. Whoa! And maybe no full sends on your first repetition, but really, really cool as well. I wasn't going to do the leg extension, but if you want to, that could be very fun as well. Grab that bar, Lauren, come on up.
I'm trying to make it look like
No, we're having lighting issues a little bit here. Okay, from here, no rules really, except be in control. Bend the outside knee, bring it across your body, and let it open up. And then bring it across the body, and let it open up. Cross and open, cross and open. And just continue that for a couple more. Right now, the standing leg of ours is that stability leg, and that moving one is that mobility or gesture leg. Last one or two, and then maybe on that last one. Woo! Woo! Other side, same deal. Holding that balance aid as you need. No real rules, but think in and out, and in and out, in, out. Do you have one that's more proficient than the other? This leg is the one I'd show off to you with if you asked me to show you a ballet move.
You're in the gray zone.
I'm in the gray zone again. Last one or two. So I feel a little bit different, a little more confident on one than the other. That's okay. Get a little bit of both. Okay, now a little bit more tension. Get used to this idea of pulling across the body here. Grab on your balance aid. Gray zone. Stand tall. Flex the knee, like before. But this time, I want us to go over across the body as you bring the foot to the inside of the knee. So Lauren's left leg is trying to go across the body,
Over here.
like over there. Now from there, reach away from the body, open to the side. Are the hips forward or the legs level? Now with your knee facing sideways, straighten the leg at the knee to the floor, and then pull in the hip, internally rotating on the hip. Yeah, go.
The foot.
There.
Leg.
The hip.
Okay.
From here, keep your legs parallel, but bend the knee. Adduct, pull that elevated leg into the standing leg. As you pull towards 11 o'clock on the clock face, then we're going to go up and over a hurdle, keeping the hips facing forward. With the hips facing forward and the knee facing side, we'll slowly straighten the leg down to the floor. And when the foot touches, pull under and grow tall. One more time. Bend the outside knee. Pull across the body, adducting at the hip. Then open, send energy through those flashlights forward at those hips. Straighten the knee. Roll in on that hip. Alternate to the other side. What's the hardest part of that drill for you?
Keeping it. I don't know. Keeping it.
So facing, having the knee face sideways, Lauren is saying, is one of the harder things for her to do. And for me, it's that first move actually right there of being able to bend that knee without displacing the knee itself. That's a really hard drill for me. So here we go. Hopefully we can do three. We're bending the outside knee, just like Lauren's showing dorsiflexed ankle. Now I'm going to try to pull the knee across the body, but maintain hips forward. Foot closer to the body if you can there more. Good. Then we're going to open up to the side,
You say go up.
pushing the hips forward, and then again, riding that leg down with a nice straight leg by the end, rotate in. Knee in the same place, core control, tension as you bend. Pull across, try to keep your foot touching the body, just under center. Extend those hips forward, nice and slow, roll down. Final repetition, we'll pull in, bend the knee, pull across the body, keeping the hips facing forward, with the foot centered or underneath of the hip. Extend those hips forward as you reach to the side. Straighten the leg down. Extend and pull in. I want to come back to that probably in a moment. But now, let's get to the floor, through our get up. Take a hand in a moment, take a sip. Good cue, Lauren. Good cue. I actually have a water bottle here, why not take a sip? Except that's very disappointing because it was
It was empty, wasn't it?
3 milliliters in there probably. Okay, hand across, not to catch up to Lauren, but let's get to Lauren's little windmill pose. From there, we open the leg, chop, push your heart to the wall or object in front of you. Think of that nice rotation. Sweep through. That's our tall sit. Find the elbow and push off. At this point, Lauren, I should have gotten you your dumbbell, I'm sorry.
It's really heavy, be
And
careful.
I'll have my kettlebell for my arm bar. So here's Lauren's heavy wood dumbbell. From this position, let's get it in a cuddle. So I'll be facing you here. We're in a nice cuddle. Lauren's gonna face you in a second. In your cuddle, make sure the shoulders are packed down. Whether you have your object or not, avoid the shoulder shrug for now. From here, roll to your back, and with two hands on the object, press knuckles to ceiling. Take the other arm, flexing the shoulder will bring it towards overhead. From here, we'll extend through the hip, initiating a roll. So push like a hip bridge extension, foot heavy through the floor. Work that other arm towards your safe overhead. Hook the foot, have the knee fall, head rests on that arm as the knee is brought up towards in line with your belly button. Hold for a second, breathe and work that stability of the shoulder if you have a load, and the awareness of that armpit. Slide those hips back to a stacked position, and for one more repetition, we try to push the hip across the body, keeping the shoulders stacked and trying to get the hips parallel with the floor. Return to your sideline and then onto your back. With two hands, we'll pull that level down to the belly button and end up in our cuddle. And then, feet over the bell. Don't move the bell around your chest or body there. Ooh, the turtle turn can be fun. So I'm back here too, and from here, we have our cuddle roll to press, core brace tension on. Flexing the shoulder, meaning arm overhead, extend the hip of the leg that's on the floor, or the foot that's on the floor, and then hook a knee across the body. Think about that other arm being the one on the ground, and then knee towards height of belly button. Continually pack that shoulder, looking for stability from your armpit. And then rolling across the body, we'll reach the knee away. And then stack the hips. And for one more repetition, reach away. Stack hips to the back. Two hands on that object. Return to the cuddle. And then get up, style up. So take that hand across the body. Get up stance, which is a bent leg. Palm flat on the floor, about belt line extended. From here, same movement as that arm bar. Extend the hip and pull on the elbow. Tall sit, bridge sweep. Sweep that leg. Now we're in that window position we warmed up in. Here, to center, to stand. Alternate your arm, and do the same thing on the other side. Cross body, lunge position, taking our time, rolling down. Open up that leg to the side. Hinge, and right now I'm trying to push my heart through that window over there. Nice rotation. Navigating the bell at my feet, I'll lift and sweep, ending up in my tall sit. Then we'll find the elbow, lift and sweep, ending up in my tall sit. Then we'll find the elbow, core brace as you return to the floor. Repeat one more arm bar here. Get that pedal position. Take a big breath. Oops, sorry. And here we go. Cuddle style. Cuddle roll to press. The other arm overhead. Extend through the hip, pushing the floor away, initiating a roll. Hook a foot over the knee. Watch that other arm towards overhead. And then knee in the belt line area. Rotate. Feel the armpit and move to the rib cage. Stack the hip. Repeat one last time as we initiate the roll or extension. Feel that safe load in the upper back. Turn to the side. Roll onto your backside. And then two hands. Pull that load down. and return to the cuddle. And one more time today. The arm bar for shoulder stability, that rib cage and upper back mobility. Use your core. Stay strong here. Cuddle, check. Cuddle roll, check, check. On the press, arm overhead, shoulder flexion, and now push to the floor. Initiate your roll. Hook a foot, knee down. Work that other arm towards overhead, which can be a nice lat armpit stretch. And then the knee comes away as allowed. And then we'll reach across the body, extending the hip and back. And your head might rest on your arm. I have mine up more for the sound quality, I think, than anything else. But here I am. I'm going to stack my hip for that second time. I'm on my way back home as I roll to the back. Two hands on, cuddle or pull down, and up on the floor. And then another get up. So from here, we'll extend the hip of that flat leg, just like in that arm bar. Pull to our elbow. Transition to the tall sit. Push the floor away through the bent leg foot. Sweep. Press away. Square up. Core on. Full stand. That's that arm bar. Like it for that shoulder mobility and stability. Get used to a little bit of that load. Hopefully that feels like it's waking up the right muscles there. Earlier we worked on that side-to-side walk, and we're going to finish today in the same sense of that lateral weight transfer. If we were to start in our first position or similar, with our heels in center and toes turned out from the hips, take a step and fall to one side. From here, I'm going to keep my left leg very straight. I'm also going to keep this leg straight for a second. Now, with tension and control, can you resist the knee bend this way? So you're pulling the heel in to resist your knee bend as it goes out to the side.
But the knee is bending.
But the knee is bending. Then from here, could you transfer some weight to it? And you might have to shorten up your stance. Then place that foot down. Bend that left knee as the other leg starts to straighten. Transfer weight to that side. And from there, can you lift and hold? Little taps right now are okay too. Place it down. Transfer transition across. Elevate that other leg. Can we stand on it? Then can we bend that standing leg knee with slow tension and control? Tap that leg down, toe ball heel on a transfer. Press to the other side. Keep the hips forward. And as allowed, lift off. And then straighten the knee and extend the hip. Now slowly bend that knee. Toe taps down. Toe ball heel as you pull across. Weight transfer. Full extension of the hips. To stand. And then bend that knee. Tap down. Pull across. Actively pull over this shape here as the other leg straightens. Lifts. Extending the knee and the hip to our full stand. Bend that knee with control. Pull and return to center. And in center, stand tall. And finish with our heel toes in. We're going to get in a second. We want to work on our hip flexor stretch. We're going to do that too. Let's do one more of those weight transfer series, and then we'll work and finish in our hip flexor here. Start in your first position. Stepping out. From there, resist the knee bend as we let the knee bend with tension and control, and then press to the other side. Now from here, stay at that same height and press across. And now we'll look to lift a single leg and to hold for 5. Tap down as you need, and then across. Also with our lift. Tap, pull across, extend those hips through, elevate the leg as allowed, and stand. Bend the knee, tap down, pull across to the other side, stiff leg on Lauren's left, my right, Lauren's right, my left, oops. Try to lift as you are, and extend to tall. Bend that knee, toe ball heel, pull across, super straight leg on my right, Lauren's left. What about you? Could you lift? Could you straighten? And could you tiptoe? Maybe you're close to a wall like Lauren and me, and that'll help. And then slow it down. Bend that knee. Toe ball heel across, keeping those hips forward towards a straight leg. Up onto the ball of the foot. And down. Wonderful way to finish. I cheated on my finish. That's much better. If you're following Lauren, A++. Maybe you need that extra little bit of carpet. I know Lauren prefers a mat for the knee. So grab something soft. Let's finish with a nice little front of the leg stretch. But again, we're going to stretch it because we're going to strengthen the butt. Lunging position. Often and always in our lunges, we talk about hips that are perhaps in the not level position or in that front back tip. Tuck under the hips, maintain those hips level, squeeze your back butt cheek. With the back butt cheek squeeze, push the knee towards over the toe. Cramp up the back butt cheek once you're at your safe range, and press the floor forward through the bent knee out front to a tall lunging position in the center. Hold for 5, 4, and continue to squeeze your back butt cheek and push the floor forward with the front leg. Relax. Cramp up the back butt cheek again. Encourage that knee to go over the toe. When you're at your safe maximum, squeeze the butt cheek again. Cramp it, push through the front leg, squeeze the back butt cheek, and have those two forces meet in the middle and hold for 2 more seconds and relax. I'll do that one more time. Squeeze this butt cheek, which might present here already. Then lightly press that knee towards over the toe. Every once in a while, re-squeeze or cramp the butt. Then, with a full cramp on that back butt, you'll push through the front leg, re-squeeze the back butt, push through the front leg, hold for time, relax, slide, under. Go tall, repeat to the other leg out front. Again, be aware of these hip hikes, these tucks under, trying to keep the hips as safe level and strong as we can. From here, cramp up that back butt, extending that hip from the hip bolster. Then gently allow that knee to go towards over the toe. Hugging center or pulling in this way as well. Then, when you squeeze that back butt cheek in case it's slacked off, then push through the front leg. Keep the back hip engaged as we press forward. And hopefully you're feeling load and tension on that back leg. And then relax the tension. Re-squeeze the back butt cheek. That might tuck under the hip. From there, we'll encourage that front knee to go over the toe. At your safe maximum, re-squeeze your back butt. Press the floor forward through the front leg. Keep tension on those hips on both sides as you push forward through one, actually forward through both, and relax. That's kind of back to go forward. I know it's confusing. Hopefully it feels like safe, awesome stuff here. Last one, Lauren's ready. We're gonna go butt squeeze in the back, the knee goes over the toe. Cramp up the back butt cheek one last time, and push forward through the front leg, back through the back, meet in the middle, hold nice tension, and return underneath. Whew. It doesn't look like a lot, but I feel a lot. I feel that a lot in the good senses. I feel worked. I also feel prepared to do whatever's next. We hope that this practice has been both restorative and recharging from anything that you do. As many people know, we're recharging from a 160-kilometer bike ride that we did this last weekend. We were never physically wiped, but definitely I don't need a bike for another day or two. We hope that whatever pursuit it is, you have that strength and energy to keep going. Thank you for your time. We're here all the time, live, 10 times a week, and on demand whenever. It's Hump Day Hips. I could go on. Check our YouTube channel if that's where you are. Check your membership home if that's where you are. And visit barsandbells.com. Help support our studio online. Thank you for letting us share with you. We'll be back here again on Friday at 9. Lauren will have the mic, or maybe even both. Always looking to improve. Thank you for being here. Goodbye. I'll be quiet now.
Bye-bye.